Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Yo, what's up with your boy, Mad Scientist? And I am here on the Mad Scientist streaming channels. Whether you got me on Twitch, you got me on YouTube, or you may have me on Facebook. As many of you guys already know, for the past 3 weeks, I have been also on the radio. Yay! I'm now on the radio every Saturday on Power 97.5 LA. Okay. I'm actually on the radio station every day for the Midday Madness show. But you can, for this particular program, I believe it's Saturdays. And again, it's on Power 97.5 LA. All right, so we are doing a part 2 of how Mad Scientist makes beats for the club and for radio. Okay, nightclubs and radios. We want to do some club bangers. Now, before I start showing all of my information to you, let me first say this. There is no way that I could cover every type of situation because it would take hours. Okay. And usually this program is about 50 minutes to 50 to 60 minutes. So I'm just letting you know I'm not covering every genre of music possible. Okay. Secondly, all these rules can be broken. Okay. Every one of them can be broken and should be broken. And if you prove me wrong, then great. If you turn out to be right, even better. Because that way you could share music with other DJs like myself, other producers like myself, but more importantly, I'm here as a radio DJ, radio host. So you can share that music with us, and it'll make it a lot easier for us to play it in the clubs, a lot easier for us to play it in radio stations. The main reason is because you are giving us consistency. You're not giving us random music where you're just like coming up with something random off the top of your head and hope it works. Hopefully, with these series of videos and with the series with this radio series that I'm doing, you will start to make music with a purpose. What does that mean? Meaning that when I first started making music, I would just do like everybody else. I wouldn't think about what I'm making. It would just be whatever comes to my head and whatever felt good. And that's wonderful. In fact, I'm getting back to that where I'm using less analytics and more just feeling. Okay. And that's what you want to do. Okay. But what I found is that when I wanted other people to use my music besides me, I needed to create music that was consistent with what they're already doing. And I needed to make music that they could use for their platforms. And many DJs, many radio stations have various platforms that require them to be consistent. So, a really great example of this is if you were making EDM music. Most of the DJs are coming in at about 128 to 130. Now, are there some slower? Yes. Are there some faster? Yes. But majority of them are about 128. Okay. And so if you want to just play the music for yourself, or if you're the DJ and you can play whatever you want at the club, then do whatever you want. But the moment you start trying to get everyone else to use your music, then you have to lock in with them. You have to be consistent with them. And that's what these series of videos are teaching you is what is everybody else doing so that you can allow your music to be used by other people, okay, like myself, okay? So if someone came to me and said, I have a club banger, I'm in California, I know what people in California want to hear. If you came to me with a quote unquote club banger. Okay, what kind of music? Hip hop. Okay. My question is not going to be, do I like it? My question is going to be, what's the BPM? What's the vibe? And then I'm going to let you know if I can even use it, because people here in California have a certain style that they like to hear, that they like to party to. And as a DJ, when I'm there in that moment in the club, I'm not trying to give a musical lecture to the people there trying to enjoy music. I'm not trying to introduce them to a new concept of musicality. Okay. I'm a musical geek. I might be interested in it, but people in the club are not interested in music composition lectures or thesis defenses. Can I say that? I think I can. That's when you get your PhD. You have to defend your thesis. Okay. They're not interested in that when we're in a club, right? You may not be interested in it as I'm talking about it. So, again, all these rules can be broken, but I'm trying to give you general guidelines. Later on in this series, we're going to be talking about references so that way you'll be able to get a better picture as to, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why is everyone else doing what they're doing? Why are some artists and some producers consistently making hit records? Okay. Because what they're providing is consistency, and they're providing myself as a nightclub DJ and a radio DJ. They're providing me with material that I can use. Okay. Usable, something with a purpose. Okay. That being said, that is my preamble. Let's go ahead and get into sharing this information. Now, for those who are watching me on YouTube or other streaming services, you will be able to see um, what I'm talking about, but everyone else can't. So, therefore, um, I'm going to have to describe it. And you'll be thinking that's weird because I can see what you're saying. Why are you describing it? Just keep in mind that um, this is also going on radio. All right. So what I'm looking at right now are a series of slides. Um, and again, let me tell you that this is sponsored by Power 97.5 LA. It's a radio station out here in Los Angeles. It is worldwide. You can find it on iHeart radio app. Okay. I probably should have put on there Power 97.5 LA on iHeart radio app, so you can have that. In fact, I can write that on iHeart. For those on the radio, I'm actually typing this out. iHeart radio. All right. Now, I'm only going to go with one genre. The primary reason is because I need this presentation to be 50 minutes. Okay. So I can't go hip hop and then trap and then pop and then reggaeton and then dembow. All of those have the same kind of guidelines. Okay. But I can't go through all of them. Okay. So I'm only going to go through hip hop only. Now, if the hip hop that you're trying to do is what I call, and this is not an industry term, it's what I call lyrical. Okay. You're going to stay in the BPM of 85 to 95. Okay. And that's some examples of lyrical hip hop would be Drake, 0 to 100. That song is in 90 BPM. So if you wanted something in that with that kind of vibe, then you want to go 90 beats stay around 90 beats per minute. Okay. Now, can you go slower? Yes. Can you go faster? Yes. But then if you come to me as the DJ and say, oh man, this is kind of like in that Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick vibe. And then I get something at 70 beats per minute, it's gonna fit in a different kind of genre, which is trap, because it's 70 beats per minute, or if you gave it to me at 128, then I'm gonna say, well, J. Cole and Kendrick don't have anything at 128 beats per minute. Maybe Drake, but not 0 to 100. Another example would be J. Cole's False Prophets. Okay, and that one's at 90 beats per minute. And if you know each song, which I can't play because I would get a strike, but if you listen to both those songs, they're very close in vibe. Okay, both of them are lyrical. Okay, and very close in vibe. Another example, Kendrick Lamar's The Black of the Berry. That one is at 88 beats per minute. And again, same kind of vibe. If you know the music, if you don't know the music, then you can always go to Spotify and listen to it. We have Drake's 0 to 100, J. Cole's False Prophets, Kendrick Lamar, The Black of the Berry. And the fourth example that I have is Nipsey Hussle, Grinding on My Life. And that one is at 90 beats per minute. So you can always go back, listen to them and say, okay. And as a DJ, I would play these because these are in a playlist together. Okay. This is way before the beef, the Drake versus Kendrick and J. Cole beef. I put them together, but that's a whole nother video to talk about. But they're very lyrical. If someone is dancing, they're not going to want to hear 0 to 100. But if someone's there and they want to hear some lyricism, I can play 0 to 100, False Prophets, and The Black of the Berry, and also Grinding on My Life. And people who listen to lyrics, they would not feel like, oh no, that doesn't fit. Okay. Imagine if I put False Prophets and then I played Sexy Rednecks. Okay, two different vibes. It doesn't matter. I'm not saying that one is better than the other one. I don't care about that. As a DJ, I don't care. I'm not looking for better or worse. What I'm looking for is a purpose. If I want to create a lyrical vibe, one of those songs, Sexy Red, does not fit into the lyrical vibes. If I want to do twerk or, ratchetness, then Drake's 0 to 100 is not going to fit in that vibe. Okay. Both these songs, Get It Sexy by Sexy Red and Drake's 0 to 100 are very good songs. Both of them are equally great, but two different vibes. And so if you want to be in this vibe with Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, and Nipsey, stay within 85 to 95 beats per minute. Okay. Checking my time, making sure I don't go to making sure I stay on my time. All right. Now, the next vibe I'm going to have is hip hop genre, but the vibe is R&B. And what do I mean by that? Usually it's a rapper that has a singer in the chorus. Okay. So they're rapping during the verses and then they're singing. And that's what I call more of a, hip hop R&B vibe. Okay. And again, the BPM is between 85 and 95. Now, the reason why I there's hip hop R&B vibes in other BPMs faster. But the reason why I particularly like the ones in this one is because I can use this in a club, and whether I'm just chilling at the beginning, or I'm vibing down at the end, or I'm cooling down at the end, I use R&B to either chill at the beginning or cool down at the end. And this allows you to have, using this BPM, and this is the BPM that I stay in between 85 and 90 when I'm especially when I'm cooling down. At the end of the night, I'm coming in around 85 to 90. There's some really great R&B song. Blame it on the juice. Got you feeling loose. Blame it on Patron. Hopefully, I don't get a strike for that, right? Okay, that's in this range. Okay, don't ask me the exact um, BPM for that song, but I know it's in this range. Okay. Also, um, Chris Brown's "The Baddest" is in this range. Curious by I can't think of the name of the singer, but Eric Bellinger. Curious by Eric Bellinger. Those songs go blame it to Chris Brown's The Baddest and Eric Bellinger's Curious go together perfectly. So if you have a rap song, a hip hop song in this BPM, it's perfect because now I can also put in there Wiz Khalifa's Something New. Okay. That is Wiz Khalifa rapping with Ty Dolla $ign singing the hook. Beautiful. Great. I have Rick Ross's Ashton Martin music. Okay. I have Rick Ross rapping, Drake and Michelle, I forgot her last name, singing the same vibe, the same kind of BPM. Okay. 85 to 95. Actually, Wiz Khalifa's 88 beats per minute. Rick Ross, Ashton Martin music is 86 beats per minute. And then I also have Big Sean's My Last. Okay. And that one is 88 beats per minute. And so these three songs I play all the time. Especially, Big Sean's My Last. People love that. All right. And so if you are creating a song and either you're the rapper or the singer and you want it to be a combination, I would suggest a BPM between 85 and 95, closer to 90. Okay. Closer to 90. So 85 to 90, but I put 95 on here too, because you do have some music that is above 95. Okay. And that's usually, I use that for the chill out before we start getting into it. Okay. Before we start, getting into the meat of the club. Okay. Let me check the time, please. Okay. I'm actually going pretty fast. Okay. Now, the next vibe that I want to go into is still the genre of hip hop, but the vibe is the ratchet / what I call Oakland vibe, right? I don't know what they're calling it up in Oakland, what their music is, but I call it Oakland. Why do I call it Oakland? Because it's a lot of guys from Oakland doing the same kind of music. Shout out to Pilo. All right. And that's why I call it Oakland. I kind of put them together. You might be wondering, why do we group different vibes? You'll hear DJs talk about controlling the vibe, controlling the floor, controlling the club, right? And as a DJ, that's what you want to do. You want to control various aspects or various times of the club. You may feel like, hey, all the girls like twerk music, so they can twerk. Not when they first get there, okay? They don't want to unless they get there late. But if they come in, let's say the club starts at 10, they don't want to be twerking at 10. Okay. They need to come in, relax, sit down, see their friends, hey girl, how you doing? And so while all that's going on, if you're playing twerk music, they're going to be like, it's not time to twerk yet. We haven't even got our first drink. Okay. So I'm sorry, as a DJ, we want to be able to control the vibe of the club. And so I'm always grouping vibe songs together in different vibes so that I can know, like, okay, if we're at the beginning and everybody's just kind of chilling out right now because they're getting, they're coming in, they're finding out where they're going to be sitting, or they're just going to the bar to get drinks, and they just want to chill for a minute, right? Okay, I know where all the chill songs are. Okay, whether it's a rap or a singer, I know where all the chill songs are. And you, as a songwriter, composer, a artist, you want to make decisions. Okay, you know what? I think I want to make songs to make people want to chill. Because I remember listening to Mad Scientist, and I was like, man, I can make a nice song while people are chilling and getting drinks. And then you might even write about that experience, right? Because you're just chilling, right? Getting drinks. And that could be a song. Okay. And if you get it in the right BPM, even better. All right. So, some examples of the next vibe, which is ratchet / Oakland. I have to remember this is radio too. So, we're in hip hop genre, but the vibe is ratchet and Oakland. The BPM is 95 to 105. Okay. So, if you come in, you say, I want to do ratchet music. All right. Well, then you're going to be between 95 and 105. Okay. What is the ratchet or Oakland vibe? That's when people are two-stepping. They're not really twerking, but they are kind of like feeling good. Maybe a lot of times they've gotten, you know, one or two drinks in their system and they're starting to feel good. Out here on the West Coast, you know, you get a lot of mustard, you get a lot of YG in this. So you start, you know, repeating the lines. Who do you love is an example that I have. YG, who do you love? A lot of people love that song out here. It's 97 beats per minute. Okay. It's right in this ratchet BPM. It's a good vibe. Okay. Another example is Sage the Gemini. I know the people can see it, it says Jim, but his name's too long. Sage the Gemini. The song Gas Pedal is 98 beats per minute. I usually play those two together. I have some other ones I play, like I'm Different with 2 Chainz. Okay. If you notice, the producer is Mustard, and he's consistent because he knows he's a DJ. He knows when people want to get ratchet, what the BPMs are. Okay. He knows the right BPMs, he knows the right vibes, and he gives everyone else a collection of music that we can use. It's not about an ego where it's like, nah, if they're going to use my music, they need to just take what I give them. No, you don't want to just have that attitude where you are just forcing DJs to take what you give us. Because for the most part, DJs, we are going to do whatever our dancers, our people, our clientele, our club patrons, whatever they want us to do. We're going to go for them. We're not trying to please YG. We're not trying to please Mustard. We're not trying to please Drake. We're not trying to promote any of these artists. We're not deriding on any of these people, right? If you don't know what deriding is, well, don't worry about it. Okay. We're not promoting these people. These people are not paying us. Well, they're not paying me. Okay. What it is that they're providing us what we need in order to be successful. And in my case, I have nightclubs. I want to have a successful nightclub. And I also want to have a successful radio station sound. We'll talk about the radio part towards the end. Okay. Another example, in my first example of the Oakland sound, Pilo. Pilo is huge in Oakland. Shout out to Pilo. He has a song, Tight Beat, and it's 99 BPM. So it would fit in this. And the crazy thing is, people in Oakland think that ratchet music came from there, but that's a whole nother video. Like, as you see, they're very consistent. Okay. Some more examples. Migos, Pure Water, 101 beats per minute. Okay. OT Genesis, Bay, 101 beats per minute. Amani White, Billie Eilish. The song's name is Billie Eilish. 100 beats per minute. So all of these would fit in the same kind of ratchet Oakland vibe. Okay. And as you see, their BPMs are well in between 95 and 105 and 105 beats per minute. Okay. The ones that can see me know that I'm taking the charts down because I'm looking at the time and I want to make sure that I get everything in before it's time to stop. Okay, so now we're looking at the last slide and we're talking about twerk music. And this is where people are feeling really good and all the girls are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they want to dance, right? And they want to twerk. Okay, so if you're interested as a songwriter, rapper, in making this type of music, then what you're going to do is you're going to say, okay, I want girls to twerk. What BPM should I use? Okay, now this is a wider range of a BPM. So we have hip hop genre, the vibe is twerking, the BPM is between 90 and 105 BPMs, and I'll tell you why. Okay, and this is why sometimes breaking the rules is a good thing. So you have some examples being City Girls Act Up, that's at 97 beats per minute. You have YG Pop It, Shake It, 99 beats per minute. I'm going to skip these. I'm going to skip these two. The ones who see me, you see what I'm skipping. The ones who can't, you have me on radio. Don't worry about it. You can't see it anyway. You also have Sweetie, My Type, at 105 beats per minute. And you have 310 Babies, Soak City, at 102 beats per minute. Now, you may say, well, Norman, what's the difference between twerk and ratchet? Like, I don't get it. It's the same, basically the same beats per minute. What's the difference? Well, I will be so gracious as to tell you the difference. But you got to know some music theory, which I'm not going to go into. But if you know music theory, then you'll have the answer. It's the hi-hats. Usually in ratchet music, there's either no hi-hats or they're eighth notes hi-hats. The hi-hats are in eighth notes. Okay. Or there are no hi-hats. So if you go listen to a lot of music within this hip-hop music, mustard music. If you go listen to a lot of mustard music, Who Do You Love probably has eighth. If it has hi-hats in it, it's going to be eighth notes. Whereas YG Pop It, Shake It has 16 note hi-hats. So the hi-hats are going faster. Okay, really bad example, but trying to make the noise for for radio. Okay, just faster hi-hats, 16 notes. Okay, if you don't know music theory, this is the reason why you should know music theory. A lot of people can't figure it out because they can't listen to the music and decipher what's going on. Okay, but this is not a music theory course, so I'm not going to go into it. But I will tell you that's the difference. Now, why is it? Where did this Sexy Red Pound Town 2 come in and Boss Man D-Lo shake that beep? I can't curse. Okay, but if you know the song, you know the song. Why is it on here? Why did I just now add this on? What Sexy Red has successfully done, and I'm going to give her credit for this because I feel like she was the first one to do it. Is she took and she wasn't the first one to do it, but she's like really big at it. So let me restate that. Sexy Red wasn't the first one to do it. I would say the first one that we knew in California to do it was Boosie. Boosie is really good at it. Okay, he has a song "Wipe Me Down." Okay, Southern strip club music is huge in the South, and it exploded once it came out here to California. Okay. And that's essentially what she's doing. And that strip club music, um, the faster part of it, and this is probably why I would want to go into um, trap music, but I just don't have the time. Sorry. I might have to do a part 3 and just do trap music so I can show you guys. But Sexy Red Pound Town 2 is at 89 beats per minute. It is super fast um, trap, okay? Super fast trap or strip club music, okay? Same thing as Boss Man D-Lo, okay? If you know the song Shake That X's, okay, then he's talking about strip clubs and it's super fast. And Sexy Red has almost created not created, but she's really gotten really good. And, now you have not only Sexy Red, but you also have Lotto. You also have Cardi B. Cardi B's Up. That song Up is in the same BPM of 90. I would say more like 80. I'm thinking in my head, it's my laptop. I want to say between 85 and 90. Okay. And and girls twerk off of it. It's like strip club music. They twerk. They're pretending like they're in the strip club. So that's what this is. Okay. Let me check my time. Okay. I got like about 20 minutes to go. So to kind of wrap this segment up, because I have 2 parts. I have a frequency part, but that one's going to go quick. When you're deciding, I want to write music for other people to use, you are essentially saying, I'm going to write music with a purpose. I'm going to write music to be utilized by the music industry. Now, if you're writing music just for yourself, then these rules don't apply. Okay, whatever you write, whatever BPM you use, whatever key you use, it's up to you. If you like it, you like it. But I talked in the last video about the difference between, I use the example basketball. You could play the game of 21. I don't know if everyone knows that game, but it's a game with no rules, right? You just get the ball on, but even it has rules, right? You can't call fouls, but you can't just be fouling a person like just randomly just fouling them so hard. There's still some rules. But if you decide you want to play in a structured game, then you just can't grab the ball and say, I'm going to run and then put the ball in the hole. No, you have to dribble. And then if you want to win the game, you've got to play in a way that everyone else knows what you're doing. So you got to be able to pass. You may have plays. In basketball terminology, they call it motion, right? And you have to learn motion. Everyone learns the motion offense or some form of the motion offense. And because everyone knows it, it's on the same page, it's a team sport and everyone can win. All right. Music is very similar to basketball. It's a team effort. Okay. It's not a sport, but it's a team effort. You have the composers or the beat makers, you have the rappers or lyricists, or you have the rapper and the lyricist. Okay. You have producers, you have singers, you have engineers, you have mix engineers, mastering engineers, you have DJs. So we're all on the same team because if you give me good music, then I can then make money because I have good music to play and people are coming to see me play your music. At the same time, you can then go out and do shows because I've already made your song famous, right? Made it huge. So now you can do shows and people can see you perform your song live and they will pay to come see you do that. It's a team effort. Okay, I can't stress that enough. So what we're learning is how to work together. And so I always encourage people who are making beats, go talk to a DJ. Okay. The DJ should be your best friend. Okay. The DJ should be the guy that you say, hey, teach me. Okay. And you sit there, you listen, because the DJ is the one who's sitting there for 4 hours, 6 hours, sometimes 1 or 2 hours, but they're sitting there. I DJ 5 days a week, usually 4 hours a night. You think I don't know what people want to dance to? They come to me and tell me what songs they like. Hey, man, scientist, can you play this song? For those who listen to me on the radio, now you see me live doing those different voices. Hey, man, scientist, can you play this song? Can you play that song? And I get an idea of what people like. I know what people like. So therefore, if everyone likes right now, they like Soak City, 310 Baby. I know that. So if you want to make a twerk song, then you need to be doing something like 310 Baby, Soak City, My Type, Pound Town, City Girls Act Up. Still, you can throw that in. YG. These are songs that I didn't pick these out of just randomly. These are songs that people actually, and when I say these songs, I'm sorry for the ones in the radio. I picked Act Up by the City Girls, Pop It, Shake It by YG, Pound Town 2 by Sexy Red, Shake That X's by Boss Man D-Lo, My Type by Saweetie, and Soak City by 310 Baby. Okay. I picked those for a reason. I'm showing you what people are twerking to. Okay. The ratchet music, I picked Who Do You Love, Gas Pedal, Type Beat, Pure Water, Bay, Billie Eilish. People are still dancing to this music. Okay. When I picked for the cool down, the hip hop, R&B-ish hip hop, something new. I still play that song. People still do it. It was a TikTok challenge for a minute, right? Okay, I still play it. Ashton Martin music, I still play it. It's hella 2000s, but I still play it. In my last 2000s, okay, still play it. So I'm telling you what people like to hear. And so you don't have to make a song that sounds like it or is like it, but no one can copyright a BPM. If you use 102 BPMs, 310 Baby is not going to say, nah, you can't make a song that's 102 BPMs. I own that BPM. Nah, I can't do that. Okay. Let me check the time again because I want to leave time for we're going to talk about frequencies. Okay, but that's not that long. Saweetie, her BPM, My Type, that BPM is 105 BPMs. She doesn't own that BPM. Okay, you can use the same BPM. Okay, trust me. If you go to YG's catalog, if I were to list YG's catalog, you're gonna see a consistency. Okay, very consistent. Mustard is a DJ. Not was a DJ, is an active DJ. He's in Vegas, right? So he knows and understands what people are dancing to. He knows what they want to hear, what vibe they want, and he knows their BPM. Okay. So listen to people like Mustard, listen to people like myself, listen wherever you are in the United States or in the world. If you're watching this video or listening to it on radio, you have a friend. If you're into music, you have a friend that's a DJ. Go talk to that friend and ask them what you want to see is their playlist in Serato or Red Box. Okay, but you want to see their club playlist. Now, if they're one of those DJs that says, "Oh man, I don't have a playlist. I just go off the top of my head." Either they are like have a photographic memory, great. Don't drink, great, or they suck. Okay, it's one of those three. Okay, because most really good DJs have a playlist. Okay, they know what to play, and they have a playlist. And so, just let them ask them what their playlist looks like, and that way, I'm going to stop sharing for those who are looking. Okay, ask them to let you see it. Okay, whatever songs they're playing, there's a lot of ratchet songs. I don't play all of them, but whatever the DJ plays, let ask him like, hey, what are you playing? And then look and see what the BPMs are. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is frequencies. Hold on, let me get the screen share up. Okay. Now, for those who are on radio, you can't see this, but I will describe it. The ones who are watching this on YouTube, you can see this, and you're like, what the heck am I looking at? All these numbers and letters. All right. What you're seeing on the extreme left side, going from the top to the bottom, are the key to the songs. If you remember last week, we talked about key to the song. So let me pull up, share this one. Now, for those who can't on radio, let me go to the hip hop. Okay. So we see the top 50 songs, hip hop and R&B over the past 30 days. You have Tinashe's Nasty. What do we see? The BPM and the key. Okay. The BPM and the key. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then go to part 1, and I have a whole 50-minute video on that one. Okay. Now let's come back. This is the key that you saw from A sharp, B. I'm going up to down. So it's A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, and then G. That's what these letters are. Okay. For those on the radio, the letters are going from the top of the screen down to the bottom of the computer screen. And these are letters that you typically will see on a piano. Okay. You won't see the letters on the piano, but those who play the piano know what I mean. Those who don't know anything about the piano, oh Lord, not today though. I don't have enough time. Okay, these numbers that are going across, these are frequencies. Okay, these are number frequencies. So this is 55 hertz. Okay, 58 hertz. Okay, 61 hertz. So the key of A, or the letter A, or the key of A, is 55 hertz in the bass register. For those who don't know what the register are, I'm sorry, but it's just not that kind of video. Like, it would take me forever to like, that's a whole video within itself. That's music theory, but just work with me. Okay. A sharp is 58 hertz. B, the key of B, is 61 hertz. The key of C, 65 hertz. Now, you're probably wondering, all right, Norman, why would you show this to me? Or mad scientist, why are you showing this to me? Typically, speakers, they can recreate, good subwoofers can recreate all the way down to 20 hertz. Okay. The lowest hertz on here is 27. The subwoofers, but you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear 27 hertz at all. So if you make a song in the key of A at the lowest A you could find, you might be thinking, I'm a genius. Everybody else is going to be thinking, huh? I can't hear any bass. Whereas if you put it in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ninth key of A in a ninth register, and that ninth register is 7,040 kilohertz, okay, then that's going to be like, "Beep," and that's not bass. All right. That is not bass. So for those who can see, anything in the thousands is not bass. Okay. 1,000 hertz. Okay. Kilohertz. It's not bass. All right. Bass doesn't start for what you guys are making until you get down to the 60s, in my opinion. But there are some people who will say, no, 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 you can go up to 80s. That's fine. It all depends on what kind of music you're making. Okay. But for the music that we're talking about, hip hop, most of the time you're between 65 hertz and 36. And 36 is low. Okay. It's like you got to put some saturation. But again, that's a whole nother video. So if you go down to D, that's a whole nother D on the first register. That's a whole nother video that we're not talking about that. The main thing that I wanted to show you is that when you pick a key, you're actually picking the frequency of your bass. So it's not some random like, let me just, no, you got to be understanding that, okay, I'm in a club. I got to have a lot of bass. For me personally, I stay between D and F in the first register, 36 to 43 hertz. I stay within 36.7 to 43.7 hertz. I just rotate between those. I don't really play around with it. And it also, one of the benefits of that, most kicks are around 60. So it keeps the bass away from the kick. Now I can separate it, but that's a whole nother video. The point that I want to make, and I'm going to stop sharing this because this looks annoying. And we're almost done. We got like 3 minutes. Okay. The point that I'm trying to make with these two videos is that, number one, music is a team effort. Okay. So when you're trying to make music, you want to think about the team and not just yourself. Number two, you want to start referencing other music so you'll have an idea of, what I should do with this, song that I want to make. How do I collaborate with other people? And the way you collaborate is by making music in the same key, near the same key, sometimes the very same exact key. And I'm thinking in my head, yeah, I got to do a part 3 because we got to start talking about referencing. And most of the time I do songs in the same key and very near the same BPM. The reason why I say near is because I usually try to stay away from the 105 because I don't want to rap fast. I just don't want to. Not that I can't, I just don't want to. Okay. So we're going to do a part 3. I've already decided we're going to do a part 3, but this is some good information. And I think part 3 or definitely part 4 will be able to wrap it up and put it together. Right. And it'll all make sense. And then that way, to tie it to radio is very similar to club. We are creating a vibe. Okay. A 4-hour vibe for people. So when you write music that doesn't really conform, that's fine for yourself. But if you want other people to use it, like myself or other radio hosts, then you will have to find out what is it that you guys are playing? What BPM should I be using? Not really the key, but more of the vibe, and the BPM becomes more important in radio. Then that way, when we start talking about radio promotion, you can feel confident that I can pay somebody to send my music out to a lot of different radio stations, and you'll know which radio stations to send it to, which DJs to focus on at the radio station. And that way you'll have way more success so that I'm in California. I could play your music in California. You'll find another DJ like myself. Okay. Not that hard to find. You find another DJ like myself, and you'll be, hey, I think this will work for you. It works for Mad Scientist. Who's Mad Scientist? Oh, he's kind of similar to you. You guys kind of do the same thing. Oh, okay. All right. I'll check it out. And it's like, wow. Or he might call me, or she might call me. Hey, what do you think? Oh, it does well. Okay, let me give it a try. Okay. Because as DJs, we're always looking for new music because we don't want to play the same thing, but we need the music to have purpose, to be meaningful. Okay. All right. I want to thank everybody for being a part of this episode. As I promised, I will do a part 3. Okay. And when this is all said and done, I promise you it'll all make sense. Okay. Um, Again, I am on the Midday Madness show on Power 97.5 LA every day, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please tune in. And let me bring in my banner so you can, my ticker. Please like and subscribe. Okay. To Mad Scientist on all social media platforms at The Mad Science. Okay. Please like, subscribe, share. I would really appreciate it. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much. And you guys have a wonderful night.